HopTopics.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to HopTopics. This is where we talk about beer as well as the topics. When today's topic is Godzilla,
Godzilla,
King of the Monsters.
King of the Monsters.
That's right. And you know what? It was a good movie. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, no, I actually really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
Like, in the moment. Like, watching it scene by scene. I didn't have too many complaints. We'll get into complaints as we go along.
Yeah.
But, overall, the movie was very enjoyable. It was... had great action.
Yeah.
A lot of suspense. Pretty much. It was just a solid movie.
It really was. I mean, like, the cinematography was really good. I mean, a lot of the way that they shot scenes was really nice. You have to stay until the entirety of the movie because there's an end credit scene.
There is an end credit scene.
There's an end credit scene.
They're trying to pull Marvel on us. They're
it's like
putting in a scene at the end of the credits, make you appreciate all the people that put in their work and their time to make this movie.
Exactly, and it also makes you kind of recognize everything that's happening in the credit scene because there's a lot of stuff that leads into the next movie. Same thing.
Absolutely.
Same thing that happens with the previous movies, such as Godzilla and Kong Skull Island.
You watched the first Godzilla movie. They had an
end credit scene.
You watched Kong Skull Island. They had an end credit scene.
Exactly.
It's obviously tying into Godzilla being basically the Iron Man of this kaiju franchise.
True, and they're trying to build a bigger universe from this movie series, which is very apparent. Which is not a bad thing. It's not
a bad thing.
It's very apparent.
As we've seen with Marvel, we can build really grand cinematic universes with these individual movies. The problem I'm seeing right off the bat is that, the power scaling, I guess.
Yeah.
You see Kong Skull Island, and I'm not gonna lie, he doesn't seem like he could stand a chance against Godzilla. Especially after seeing this new movie, which I'll get into spoilers lately. The power scale is way off balance.
True. The power scaling for this movie is it's very drastic. They jump super quickly. Like throughout the movie, it's just one.
Yeah.
It's like a plateau over a plateau or a plateau.
Yeah.
It just keeps escalating throughout the entire thing.
God level character, and then you take your previous God level character and elevate them, but then that God level character that they're opposed to elevates even higher, and you just get ridiculous scaling that doesn't really follow through with the overall narrative.
Exactly.
It's hard to follow ever-increasing power levels when your baseline is actual people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and which brings the point is, with the humans, they really shoehorn the people's perspective, not only the perspective, but their story into the movie. They shoehorn it in there, you're trying to connect with these characters, and a lot of them you don't really care because you don't have you don't have connection with them.
Yeah.
Some of them you do, but a lot of them you really don't.
Yeah, well,
and you don't care.
If you didn't see the first Godzilla movie,
Yeah.
you don't give a crap about 3 of the main characters.
True.
Like the little girl, Millie Bobby Brown, and the dad and the mom. Like, if you didn't watch those movies,
yeah, you don't care.
You don't care about them.
I mean, yeah, true.
Like, literally, what you are here to see is giant monsters laying waste to cities.
Exactly. I mean, even the fights that happen throughout the movie, it seems like they take a backseat to the human, like this human subplot that's taking place, which. I mean, I understand that. I understand they're trying to make that. They're
trying to make it more appealing to a wider audience. They're trying to more personalize the experience of the characters to everybody. But the problem that we run into is that the main characters, Godzilla and Ghidorah, don't actually feature as much time as they should.
Exactly. I mean,
they really are the main characters of the story.
They really do.
They are the ones that are deciding the fate of humankind.
Yeah, which is what they base a lot of this movie on, and it's just they just don't. They're not a priority in this movie, and it just throughout the movie, the cinematography is really. It's
so
not
shaky.
Yeah, it's a lot of
shaky. It's cutty. It's making you feel like there's a lot more action that's actually going on.
Exactly. There's a lot of shaky cam. There's a lot of jump cuts. A lot of jump cuts that don't really seem to make sense.
Yeah, it
seems like
you cut to Godzilla doing something super awesome, but at the same time you're not progressing the story of our human characters.
Exactly.
If you want to focus so much on our human characters, there should be a much bigger plot in the storyline.
Exactly. I mean, you have to decide where your plot's going to go before you make the movie, because it seems like you're trying to divide attention between the giant monsters, and the humans, because you can't do that because you have to make it about one or the other. You can either make the movie about the giant monsters and have the humans being a subplot, which a lot of the old Godzilla movies did. But
a lot of the old Godzilla movies focused on the fact that Godzilla was literally a force of nature.
Exactly.
They didn't do a lot in terms of how it would be a symbiotic relationship with humankind.
Yeah.
Godzilla was literally just a force of nature that came about and destroyed.
And yeah, but I mean, he defended a lot of the movies. He defended humankind. Yeah, no, but I mean, sometimes
he did a great service in defending humankind against various monsters. Mm-hmm. But the original Gojira movie, it was human tampering into, atomic weapons.
True.
That created Godzilla.
Yeah.
And pushed it to this point where Godzilla rises and destroys cities. And that's the absolute basis of what these kaiju movies do, is they establish the monster, their motivation, and how to defeat them.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. That's exactly how the formula for those movies was. I mean, like, and they take a few notes from those movies for this movie, but I mean, like, it just seems like they rushed a lot of.
They did rush a lot.
Rushed a lot of those movies. Like, a lot through this movie.
I get where they went with how Godzilla behaved, and spoiler warning.
Well, okay. Before that happens, so like, it's just they took a lot from the old kaiju movies, but like they added more.
They did
they added more, like, because we're not quite yet to the spoiler part. In
the terms of that Godzilla understood humans. Behavior.
Yeah, he understood and what was happening.
He would recognize people as they were, and would recognize how people interact with him and what he's trying to do.
Exactly. Which brings us to our spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. And if you don't like any spoilers, take these. Take these.
The heck off.
Take these 5 seconds to
not watch this video,
and then skip forward to the beer review.
We should edit in a not spoilery sign.
We should, but we probably won't. But
probably won't.
But
it's probably gonna be just us talking about how the movie actually went.
Exactly. Well, you know what? Cheers.
Whatever.
Enjoy.
Cheers.
Okay, so
that final battle.
Yeah.
I had so many problems with it.
Yeah, I did too. It seemed like it was kind of a. It seemed like it was more of a. It seemed like it was more of a gimme than it was an actual battle.
Sorry, when I'm looking at a movie that's called The King of All Monsters, I'm expecting some MF monster fights.
True.
Like,
I was expecting
Ghidorah and Godzilla do some pretty epic battles, but
I wasn't expecting him to fight more than one or two monsters, but I was expecting him to fight at least more than one.
I was expecting a lot more than that.
Him to fight
I wanted monsters to come from all over the damn globe.
Which they did. They did, but
someone's like, well, yeah, but at the end.
At the end, yeah. It didn't happen till the end, but I wanted him to face all these monsters, like at least more than
dominance.
Yeah, exactly. At least more than just.
It's not
King
so much
Ghidorah.
that he beat Ghidorah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much that he asserts his dominance over all these other monsters.
True.
You know, like,
and there was a whole premise of the movie.
I imagine him taking Ghidorah, slamming him down, and doing a freaking epic mouth blast.
Yeah, exactly. Like a
destroying
massive
him.
Exactly. Not like some atomic blast that he was doing.
No,
that he suddenly learned.
It's not so much that he suddenly learned, but goddamn, Larry. Sorry.
So second part for the spoilers is Godzilla. He essentially dies.
Basically.
He's got a he
100%
almost dies.
spoiler warning. They shoot a missile at him that literally destroys oxygen, as far as I can understand. And
yeah, which is super weird.
Yeah, so they shoot that at Ghidorah.
Yeah.
And Godzilla happens to be fighting Ghidorah
Godzilla's already
at
there and
the
fighting
exact same time.
Yeah.
And we see that the missile hits, and Ghidorah, minus a head, just kind of shrugs it off.
Yeah, he just kind of
he really
okay, whatever.
doesn't give a crap
just leaves
about the fact
and
that
Godzilla's
he just got hit with Earth's mightiest weapon, sans nuclear missiles.
Yep.
Which, obviously, we know nukes won't work because all of these creatures
all
radiation.
these creatures eat pretty much
radiation.
Radiation. So I mean it's Earth's last defense force against these kind of big creatures, and you see it doesn't work against Ghidorah. It basically just kind of screws over everybody because Godzilla's Godzilla has to
Godzilla gets caught up on that, and that they end up killing Godzilla.
Pretty much.
Who is their only chance against Ghidorah.
The last line of defense.
Yeah. So, there's a big, plot hole left open that, if we don't have Godzilla, we literally lose.
We die.
The kaiju take over the Earth.
Yeah.
We all die, and that's the end of it.
Exactly. I mean, throughout the entire movie, it's severely hinted at that. It's just it becomes super relevant.
But they make a lot
halfway through the movie. It's like we're screwed.
Where they make a lot of instances where humanity doesn't exist without these monsters.
Because they're the balance to the Earth, and which is a nice thought. But without them, we don't survive. Without
we know
survive.
Godzilla, who did some pretty messed up things before, but
it was all triggered.
Godzilla is for the greater good. Godzilla ultimately decides not to level every city.
True, and Godzilla,
everything.
I mean,
exists
exactly, and Godzilla in the end, pity. If in a lesser sense, pities the humans.
Absolutely, and also that Godzilla knows that he can level us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he
knows he can literally wipe out all of humankind.
Everything
in a handful of breaths.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to make a statement. He knows what's happening.
A statement
exactly.
in and of itself.
Exactly. So I mean, it's not anything big. It's just the fact that I wish there were more monster fights.
I do too.
That
is my biggest complaint about this movie, is that there weren't enough monster fights. Godzilla fights Ghidorah. Ghidorah.
I was expecting.
Mothra fights Rodan.
Mothra fights Rodan. Like Godzilla fights Ghidorah like 3 times. I was expecting Godzilla to fight
I was
every
expecting
single
many more fights,
Mhm.
Especially with the fact that there's
17 monsters in this entire thing that they haven't revealed.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, they revealed some of them, but
they revealed like 5.
yeah,
They revealed like 5.
It's not even worth mentioning.
Exactly. I mean, it's like,
no.
I mean,
if you wanted to put them in the spotlight and actually pronounce their characters, Godzilla would have had to fight so many more.
Oh yeah, it would have been a 3-hour movie of Godzilla mostly fighting monsters,
Yeah.
which would have been fine, but because
it wouldn't have been bad.
I mean, if you paced it well enough, you would have been fine. Yeah. Godzilla would have come out on top every time because it's Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Exactly. And I mean, like, which.
Well, the point being is that there were so many opportunities, even in the movie, that Godzilla would have just destroyed
everything.
Everything.
Yep.
He would have destroyed. What's the monster's name? Ghidorah. He would have completely obliterated.
Which he has in like a lot of all the old kaiju movies he has.
In terms of all the old kaiju movies, any comics that were made,
yep,
like Gojira just destroyed him.
Yeah, that was it. He was done.
Did his fire breathing energy BS and destroyed whatever was opposed to him.
Yep. I mean, like,
the only time he had a challenge was like Mechagodzilla, King Kong,
and like a lot of like other creatures from outer space, which
I really liked.
I like that
the fact that they made
Ghidorah and an alien
outer space
creature, rather than something from Earth.
Yeah,
he was from space.
The natural
balance. Yeah, which is Godzilla ruling over everything. Yeah.
That being said, like, should Godzilla rule over everything? I mean, I know he's at this time benevolent, but you know, I don't see why not. He seems pretty good. Which brings us to pretty good, but you know.
Yeah, well, you know what? Which brings us to a beer.
Get in! We already long since drank all of our Kirin.
Yeah, for the most part. It's a super malty beer, really easy to drink. It's a good beginner beer.
It is.
It's really not offensive.
A little bit more malty than you would expect from a lot of beginner beers.
Yeah.
Keystone, Natty,
yeah.
But you know.
But it's
all your basic beers. It actually has some flavor to it.
Yeah, it's got good flavor. It's super non-offensive. Like if you're looking for a beer,
it's not offensive.
If you're looking for a good beer that's got good flavor, it's got a high percentage. Well, relatively.
It has a percentage.
It's got a percentage that's higher than most Japanese. It's got a percentage that's higher than most Japanese beers.
Oh,
but it's
comparison to Japanese beers. Comparison to most Japanese beers. I mean, Sapporo is drifting around the 3
Yeah, like 3 point something, and yeah, like 3.5 or something. Asahi is like the threes, yeah.
Percentage.
Kirin is
Kirin. If you actually want to feel your alcohol after drinking, like 3 or 4. Yeah.
Even if you want to just try the beer, it's light, it's malty. It doesn't have an offensive taste like like a lot of beers do, or like IPAs do, and stuff like that. It's super smooth. It's nice. So you know what? Here's to you. Here's to me. And
friends for life, we shall always be. And if we are to disagree, well then, here's to me. Cheers.